Times, Mr. Nick Diaz. Nick had an amazing fight here in April with Frank Shamrock. We opened the Showtime Series, Strikeforce Showtime Series. I believe it was April 11th of this year. Nick had a successful fight against Frank. Then he went on to fight Scott Smith in June, and we look forward to having him back in Miami. He will be fighting Marius Zaromskis, the Dream Champion, that has been confirmed, and they'll be fighting for the Strikeforce 170-pound vacant championship belt. It'll be five 5-minute rounds, and it'll be I think this will be the first time where a Dream tournament belt holder will fight one of our top 170-pounders for our title belt. So we're looking forward to it. So I think I'll pass it on to you.
How's it going? Happy to be here tonight. Some great fights tonight. Boys pulled it off, and you know.
Tell us how do you have you watched Marius fight at all?
Yeah, I've seen. You know, he hadn't had very many fights. You know that you know they're viewable, and then his last fights he didn't dream were more than enough to see what he had to bring to the table. So yeah, I've checked it out.
Marius is another amazing striker. He when he won the Dream Tournament, he knocked both opponents out with high kicks, and one was Sakurai, which I'm sure everybody knows is an amazing athlete. And I believe the other one was it Jason Howe? Jason High. And then recently he just fought in Japan and did the same thing, knocked somebody out with another head kick. So they're billing him as the new young Marco Krokop, and we look forward to him coming to the United States and fighting Nick in Miami on the 30th. Any questions for Nick?
Is this one title on the line or two?
This will be one title, because the thing about the Dream belt, it has to be in a ring.
Oh.
So but this will be an opportunity for him to come and win our belt and have the Dream belt. So he'll be the dual belt holder, and if Nick wins, then we get an offer from Japan to go fight for their belt. Then we'll propose it to Nick, and if he'd like to do it, then we'll send him to go fight for their belt. So that's kind of the way the rules will work, because ours is a cage and they're fighting the ring.
Scott, what does this mean for Jay Huron now?
Yeah, Jay Huron, we're inviting Jay to fight on the undercard, and so he'll be fighting, and it'll start mixing up that division, because that's kind of been a division that has been less activity. And I think with Nick fighting the Dream Champion, we're going to start stimulating the division. We're going to sign more guys, and we're definitely going to have Jay Huron in the mix.
Should Jay win, would he be the next challenger to whoever wins the title?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a natural. I mean, the thing with Jay not fighting Nick right now was because of the Dream relationship, and it was a very rare opportunity, and we wanted to do it, television wanted to do it, so it's going to be amazing television and a great fight.
Any chance, two questions, any chance that it would be KJ News, and then for Nick, KJ's on board, and you guys have had the war in the past, is there any interest in getting that one?
I'm just interested in fighting the better fight that's put in front of me, like whatever, I've got a manager, so he makes a lot of decisions, and I just train up and fight whoever I'm going to fight when it's time to fight.
What's Nick's status once he fights in California? What's going on with the Athletic Commission?
Well, the California State Athletic Commission, I think, I would say probably by first part of next year, Nick will be fighting in California, and we'll definitely have Nick fighting here at the HP Pavilion.
Nick, you've boxed twice now. You boxed in Sacramento last weekend. You say, or did you not take the fight?
No, I wasn't there.
You say that you want to, before you said you want to fight Roy Jones Jr. Any thoughts at all about venturing out and fighting some of these? You've often been critical about boxers. Any desire to kind of test the waters out there?
I wouldn't say I've been critical towards boxers. I don't really throw opinion into that sport. I don't fight in that sport. So I mean, I've had a pro boxing bout, but if I had the time in between fights and I had people, you know, trying to set me up fights and making it happen, making things happen, then I would, you know, I'd be there to fight, ready to fight, you know. But right now, I've like a year ago, I fought like 5 times in the year, you know, or whatever, and I've been pretty consistent fighting MMA. I feel like I've been more consistent than most MMA fighters. I mean, if you could tell me one that's taken more fights one after another.
And believe me, we'll be keeping Nick busy.
So.
Yeah, we'll be keeping him very busy.
But yeah, no, I would fight whoever. I would, if they put something on the table that was worthwhile. I would fight boxing. I've sparred, you know, lots of experience boxing. Sure.
I think Nick would fight anybody.
You're on top of your game, you know, right now. I put you up there, one of the best pound for pound fighters there is. Was there a moment when just it clicked with you? What changed? You know, I saw you fight Gomi, you know, in Vegas, and that was an amazing fight. What changed in your life and in your head that you've been on tear since?
You know, when I started fighting the UFC, I didn't really understand, like, I understood wrestling, but I didn't really understand scoring. And, you know, I was going in there trying to do more damage. It was kind of crazy, really. And then I realized after 2 or 3 fights that these guys were going in there trying to win, like, a certain way, and I didn't even realize it, you know. So I was just, you know, working really hard on my jiu-jitsu, my boxing, and we did plenty of MMA rounds, but, you know, I didn't have the fundamentals I do now, like, to try to win on scorecards and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, that sort of thing. I became a little more conscious of what not to do, and you know, and learning how to, you know, to try not to commit to too many punches, and you know, not get taken down and lose the whole round over something stupid, you know. So yeah, something kind of clicked in there, and then I kind of put it together, but. That I feel like that's gonna happen for anybody, like this experience, you know. I got started pretty early, so I got ahead really far in jiu-jitsu, and then I got ahead really far in boxing, and you know, just fighting. I just had to get that experience fighting and put my wrestling together with all that, and you know. So.
Good. Yes.
Well, a problem for Nick has been scar tissue. You have, and I know Vanderlei Silva had that removed. Has there any thought about getting your scar tissue removed so you don't get cut so easily and have to stop fight prematurely?
I don't have any problems really, you know. I get hit, I get to take some shots and bleed, you know. I had a fight stopped, I think, so they like to, you know, talk a little more like that's what's going on. Because we're in Texas though, so those are different doctors than like what you'd be working with in Vegas, you know. They would. I don't think he'd ever even worked a fight before that one, so that doesn't help.
Any other questions for Nick?
Speaking of Zaromskis, you said you've seen some tape on him, you know what you need to do to prepare. Anything in particular that he does concern you?
No. You know, he looks like a tough opponent, worthy opponent, sort of thing. And I'm just happy to be fighting somebody important like this, the Dream Champion. You know, so I was supposed to fight Sakurai as far as I was concerned. You know, that's what I was training for. And then this guy, he didn't want to fight me. So he was pulling out. That's what it seemed like to me. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know what's going on here, say whatever, but you know what it feels like to me is this guy, he didn't want to fight me. So he kept pulling out, and then he fought one chump, and then this Zaromskis or whatever, he wasn't really important. He hadn't beat Jason High yet. He had just come back and not fought for a really long time. So this guy was kind of another pushover for Sakurai as far as I'm concerned, to put him up for that, you know, that championship dream fight. And, you know, this is what happened. He got knocked out. So, you know, he only run for so long.
What is your thoughts on Scott Lee, Scott Smith, and
I just knew that was going to happen, you know. I knew that, you know, this guy, he was not ready to fight, you know, a real MMA fighter, as far as I'm concerned. I just, you know, I don't know. I'd rather really not, I have a lot to say about this fight. I'd rather not comment too much. I don't want to step on any toes, but I just, you know, I don't know how I lose to this guy, and he gets to fight, you know, he gets to fight Kong Lee, so that's just, but, because I could, you know, I'd have been up for that fight.